What's up, YouTube? George's Silver Hunter back, and today we'll be doing something we haven't done in a while, and that is hunt an actual bank-wrapped box of quarters. In a surprising turn of events, I was turning in a bunch of those coins from my last super big hunt where I hunted $1,222 in customer wrap change. I'll link to that video right about here. I was returning $500 worth of quarter to one of my Wells Fargos, and the teller actually said, "Would you like to exchange that for a fresh box of quarters?" And I said, absolutely. And they happen to have a bank box. Now, you'll see this has been opened, and I did that while I was at the bank because I wanted to check to make sure that we had circulated quarters, because there's nothing worse than getting excited about that box of quarters, coming home to find out that they're all brand new 2022s or 2023s. So with that, I'm super excited to get into this box. It's been a while since I've hunted bank-wrapped quarters. And for those of you that follow Coin Roll Hunters on Facebook, I think it's the Coin Roll Hunting USA Facebook group. I don't remember. It's one of those. There was a guy yesterday or day before had 120 silver quarters in a bank wrap box. Absolutely amazing. I hope that happens to me one day. The most I've ever found is 4. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into these quarters and see how we do. So before we get into this box, I do want to call your attention to the fact that this will be part of our Hunt and Fill series where we're trying to fill up. This is actually our second set of quarter books. We do actually have the American Women's Quarter Book from 2022 to 2025, and we are, right now, of all the quarters I typically see, just missing that 2023 Denver Bessie Coleman. But these books are pretty much almost full. I have a cheat sheet to make this easier for you. That 65 to 87 book is complete. Our 88 to 98 book is complete. That state quarter book is now complete. We're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarters from the National Park book, all in 2010, and one from we got a couple from 2010 to 2012. And again, that Denver minted Coleman. So not looking for a whole lot of quarters to fill these books up. Of course, we're always on the hunt for silver. We're always on the hunt for those W minted, West Point minted quarters from 2019 and 2020, San Francisco business strikes, and then there's a handful of DDOs like on the bicentennial that we'll be looking for. Those can be really exciting if you find one. I've never found one, and I'd love to. But I do have a document in the description down below this video. I mentioned this in all my coin roll hunts. It is free for you to download and use. So if you'd like to download that and follow along or use it for your own hunts, please feel free to. But all we're doing here is going through quarters, looking for old and interesting coins to fill up our books, and hopefully finding some silver and some W's. If you are new to coin roll hunting and you're going to try to find silver, I do recommend staying away from the quarters. I know in my intro I talked about a guy who found 120 in a box. That is the most I have ever heard of an individual getting in a box of quarters. I think like I said, my record is 4. Most people get 0 box after box after box, and that includes me. There's a 2009. I'll tell you guys, your 2009s, it may be worth hanging on to because I don't see very many of them. That one was in not great condition, but 2009 was a real tough year. Just very low mintage. And right now I'm just going through looking at the years in the mint mark, seeing if there are things that I need for my book. I mean, that's a 2019. You always want to check your 2019s for your W. There's another 2009 American Samoa. I think I do need upgrades on that one. I'll just put that aside. Our Crossing the Delaware has a die chip and a DDR. Don't see it. Almost all of our 2022 quarters have problems from Philadelphia. Lots of die chips on those. The Drooling George, the extra earring, all kinds of neat things on those. Again, check out my document in the description down below. Anyway, well, that's what it looks like to hunt a box, or at least one roll of quarter. So I'm just going to rinse and repeat for the next 49, and I'll bring you in as soon as we find something interesting. So I believe we're on roll number 7, unless maybe one fell down here, and really we're on roll number 6. But bringing in for our first real find of the hunt, we've got a San Francisco business strike. Now I get lots of 2018s. Every now and then the occasional 2017 or 2019, but lots and lots of 2018s come my way. Let's check it out. All right, this is an early one. I don't know if I've got one of these. This is a 2013 New Hampshire White Mountain. You can look at that edge and see it's a clad business strike. Now, a proof would be a better mirror finish with frosted details. I can tell you this is lower mintage than our West Point quarters. They're just not desirable for whatever reason. I'll put the mintage of this quarter down in the lower right-hand corner. I'm sure it's less than 2 million, though. Probably somewhere between about 800,000 and 1.5 million. That's typically where these San Francisco business strikes land. But pretty cool find. I do have a couple of Denver minted bicentennial quarters, and you guys saw me pull that one American Samoa just because it might be an upgrade for my books. But for only been 7 rolls in, I'm not too disappointed. So I'm not going to lie, it's been a pretty slow box. We are all the way up here on roll number 30, and I don't know what that is. Let's see here. Maybe about a third of the way through the roll. And I'm bringing you in because we finally found something kind of cool. I have found these on previous hunts, but this is one of the larger crossing the Delaware die chip errors that you're going to be able to find out there. You can see that huge die chip on the front of the hat there. This one's typically called the half crown error. If you can find one where that die chip goes all the way to the back of the hat, that is called the full crown error. And I'll maybe throw a couple of eBay comps on the screen here, but the half crown, you can usually find this selling for anywhere from maybe $5 to $10. The big full crown, though, when it first came out, was going for quite a bit of money, $150, $200. It has settled in kind of between that $40 and $60 range. But this is a pretty cool find nonetheless, so we're definitely hanging on to this, and we're going to keep on hunting. So I just pulled the paper off of roll 31 and was a little surprised when I got it out here. We've got a little something gold looking here towards the back half of the roll. Let's take a look together. Probably a gold plated, and it appears to be actually really nice gold plated or gold leafed 2004 Texas state quarter. That is pretty nice. This is probably one of the nicer gold plated quarters I've ever seen, even when I think about my halves. I'm going to see if I can get a value on this. I don't think it's real high, but I know if you have a complete set of these sort of in uncirculated condition, it can be pretty valuable. But I don't think there's much behind this one. Still a cool find. So I came over here really quickly to eBay just to check it out, and I was able to find somebody selling a complete set of 24 karat gold plated quarters from 2004. And you can see they've got 10 available and sold 21, and they've got them listed for just $4.99 plus $4.75 for shipping, which is probably fair once you package those 4 quarters up and get them in something with some tracking. But so call the circulated one I found. It's one of 5, so maybe $1 with it in circulated condition, maybe a little less. Anyway, still a cool find in a circulated roll of quarters. So I'd taken rolls 36 through 40 out and had them laid out. I'm actually bringing you in here on roll 39. Here's roll 40. We've come across a San Francisco, and I believe this one is actually a proof. I could be wrong, but when I look at it, you can see how much more mirror finish like this is. We've still got a little bit of frost on Washington there. Let me grab my other San Francisco. You can see how this is all just matte, right? It's not got a real mirror finish on either side. But this guy actually does. And it is San Francisco. It is clad. And when we look on the reverse, you can see that mirror finish in there. So I do think this is a 2001 New York San Francisco proof clad quarter. Not sure of the mintage on that. I will go ahead and throw it up on the screen after I look in my book. But I have to imagine the mintage is pretty low. All right, well, this box is heating up. We're still in roll 39. We're probably just about 10 quarters later. And this coin actually came up reverse facing, but I just set it up here so it'd be easy for you to see. We've got another San Francisco clad quarter, and I believe this one is the business strike. You can tell from that matte finish. And as I've said in previous videos, I get lots and lots of these 2018s. This Minnesota and the Georgia are probably the 2 that I have the most of. This one, I did already look up the mintage on it. If I recall, it was pretty low. I want to say it was about 870,000, which is really low. This proof that I think I've already put it up on the screen earlier, this one was around 890,000. And this previous San Francisco business strike that we found much earlier in the video, this one was just over 1.6 million. So as I said at the very opening of this with W's, these proofs and business strikes are a lot easier to find, at least for me, and they have such low mintages. I'm just shocked they don't go for more money. But the proof in particular being circulated, there's not a lot of value there. The business strikes, though, they typically do see quite a bit of circulation. But hopefully we get more goodies as we get through these last really 11 and a half rolls. So as you can see, there's no rolls left in the box. I have rolls 46, 47, 48, 49, and just got roll 50 out, and I was looking it over. Because as you guys know, I'm doing my half dollars this way too. We're kind of edge hunting everything and then going through them one at a time. And there's this little guy right here at the end that looked a little suspicious to me. I don't know if you can see it there. Right here, it just looked kind of dark and dingy, and I didn't see a copper line. And when I had a look, I found the ugliest 1964 90% silver quarter I think I've ever found. And honestly, it's my second one that I found this year, so you know what? I will take this all day long. And is that a 1984? No, that's silver. That is silver. There for a second when I caught the light funny, I thought it might be an 84 and this was going to be a really silly clip, but no, it is a 64. Like I said, super ugly, but these are really hard to find, so I'll take this ugly silver all day. We'll put it on the board and start getting through these last 5 rolls. So you guys have seen the empty box, but this time we are actually at the end of the hunt, and we were kind of light on finds for errors because I normally find a lot of die chips and things like that. We were a little light this week, but we made up for it, I think, in quality. Of course, finding a silver quarter in a bank-wrapped box these days is like, I don't know, finding a nugget of gold in your front yard. These things are just really tough to find, so I get really excited when I do find silver quarters in a box. I understand from people on YouTube and stuff and Facebook that customer rolls are the way to go, but I've not really had any luck finding silver in customer rolls either, at least not that much. So just super happy to have this this here. I think maybe I did find a silver in my last hunt in a customer roll, but really I've had 2 this year, and it's probably been 2 in a year. So silver is really tough for quarters. But hey, for the San Francisco business strikes and the proofs, we did pretty good. We found ourselves another 2018. We found ourselves this 2013 was it the New Hampshire? Yeah, it was the New Hampshire. And I don't think I have found that one, so that'll go in a flip and go in my little red box of cool coins I've found coin roll hunting. I do believe this is a proof. If you disagree, let me know in the comments down below. But just that kind of deep mirror finish there, I just say mirror finish. It's not really deep. I think this is a proof. This 2001 New York, I just don't see this being a business strike. All of them super low mintage, not worth a lot of money though. Unfortunately, if all 3 of those were W's, you'd be looking at about $30 to $50 in value in 3W quarters. I didn't bring you in for this because I found it really quickly and just moved on, but we did find a book filler. We needed that 2011 Washington quarter minted in Denver. The front's not real pretty, so it's probably not going to spend a lot of time in my album, but it will fill a hole. So I also, in the very beginning of the video, made a mistake because I forgot to cross a couple of the quarters off my list from my last hunt. So really, the only quarters I'm missing are from the national park. It's the PA, the Washington, the New Mexico, and we just found this Washington. So I really just need 2 quarters to wrap up that book. I'm not going to do video of me punching that one down in this one because it's really just dropping 1 quarter. This gold leaf is pretty nice. This is, I think I said this earlier in the video, probably the nicest gold leaf quarter I have found ever coin roll hunting. 2004 Texas. I was hoping these would be worth a little bit more, but I've always said these are kind of more novelties. I think if you can find a full set in like a mint set from somewhere, they can be worth, you know, quite a few bucks, 10, 15, 20, $25. But finding them circulated, maybe $1. If you find the right buyer, maybe 2. But you don't have a lot of money there. Probably the outside of the silver, this is going to be our most valuable coin found with a hunt, and it's this kind of half-crown crossing the Delaware Washington quarter from Philadelphia. It does have some problems, but people will buy it just because of that giant die chip there on the hat. I have 2 potential book upgrades. I think this 2010 California may do it, and I think I did need a nicer America Samoa from Denver. I'm going to check those out. I'll punch those down off camera, but if they're not upgrades, they'll just go in the bin and go back to the bank. We did have 5 Denver bicentennials, all checked for the DDO. I'll probably hang on to 2 or 3 of these to throw in rolls. The rest will go back because they're a little grungy, and we did find 3 from Philadelphia. So all in all, if we count all of these as fines, what is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 14, 17 fines in a box of quarters. Maybe that's not so bad. I guess I'm just used to more errors. So anyway, let me know in the comments down below. Was this a good hunt for you? Do you think this was a reasonable number of fines? Do you think it was a little light? Was it just the silver that did it for you? Because honestly, for most people, that's all it takes, myself included. So don't count yourself short if you're in that boat. If you're new to the channel and you do like coin roll hunts and you want to check out more of these, I do hunts every single week, sometimes 2 or 3, sometimes even more. Make sure you drop down below this video, click on that subscribe button, and then click on that little bell and select all so you get notified each and every time I release a new video. For all of you, if you're going down there, make sure you click that like button and leave me a comment. It really helps out the channel, helps me in the search rankings. It's really easy to do. It's free to do. Just click that like button. Special thanks to my channel members. There's just a couple of you, but I always like shouting you out. And this video, you get to see early if you're a channel member. Usually it's only a couple hours, sometimes a day in advance, but you do get early access to these videos. So with that said, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and take care.